Hey Manna Church, I'm Jeff Christensen. It's good to be with you again today as we look at wisdom from the Bible. When I was much younger, I had a bad habit of letting the license plates on my car expire. And to be honest, I did this for several years in a row. I would literally drive around for months on expired plates, trying to avoid police cars. Of course, it never lasted. Eventually, I would get caught, I'd get a ticket, I'd have to pay fines, and I'd have to go to court. Now, on my third go-around of this insanity, I'd gotten everything squared away and I was ready to walk out of the courtroom when the judge stopped me. He said to me, "I know I've seen you in here for this before, more than once. I'm sure you're a decent young man, but this isn't how responsible adults behave. Pay your registration on time. I don't want to see you in here for this again. You're an adult. Act like one." And needless to say, I felt like a fool. And in that moment, I had a realization. I realized that I actually was being a fool. That truth came crashing down on me. But here's the thing, that truth was obvious all along. It never should have had to crash down on me because it was simply and obviously right. And I knew all along that doing the opposite was foolishness. Why did it take that judge saying that to me to get me to wise up? Psalm 32 verses 6 and 9 bring to mind what I would call the blessing of self-correction. These verses say, "Therefore let everyone who is godly offer prayer to you at a time when you may be found. Surely in the rush of great waters they shall not reach him. Be not like a horse or a mule without understanding, which must be curbed with bit and bridle, or it will not stay near you." And maybe you haven't been foolish enough to let your plates expire 3 years in a row, but self-correction is a biblical discipline that is not practiced as often as it should be. And I'm intrigued by the way the psalmist phrases this in verse 6, "at a time when you may be found." This means there is a time for seeking God's help, and then there's a time when it's too late, at least in regard to the weight of the consequences. So when you feel the Holy Spirit nudging you about an issue, that's the time to go to the Lord and say, "Help me with this." Not when you're in court with the judge saying, "Stop acting like a child." That's too late. That means you've been like that mule or horse in verse 9. You've had to be forced into the truth. The discipline of self-correction is a blessing. It will save you time. It will save you money. It will spare you from humiliation. It will protect your reputation, and it honors God. Hebrews 3:15 says, "As it is said, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as in the rebellion." When you feel God nudging you about an issue, that is his mercy, giving you the opportunity to correct that problem before you're forced to. If you give him access to your heart and life this way, he's faithful to show you where change is needed. And when this happens enough, you'll see these things in yourself and make adjustments before things get out of hand. I want to encourage you. Ask God to nudge you about the things in your life that he wants to change, and then listen when he tells you what he's after. Make the choice to self-correct. Good to be with you today, Manna Church. I'll see you tomorrow for part 5 of our look at wisdom in the Bible.